Riverside Realty and Auction is proud to present Country Lifestyles. Come along as we travel highways, byways, hills, and fields of this extraordinary and majestic region. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Country Lifestyles.
Folks, thanks for tuning in the show. Hope you had a great 2013 year. We're now in the 2014 show for January here. I'm Alan Neal with my business partner Marcus Gilbert.
Hey folks, we got some great stuff on today's show. We got an interview with our ag expert Mike Harris. He has some insights into the future markets and some reflections on the past. We've also got videos from 3 brand new, very nice listings here in Tazewell and Bluefield. You know, it's a new year. It may be time to buy a new house, and we hope you give us a call. Let us help you with that purchase.
Hello again, I'm Dale Hill,
And I'm Sabrina Knoll.
and we'd like to invite you to tour this beautiful home on Friendship Drive just outside of Tazewell. It's one of our newest listings at United Country.
Come on in and let's take a tour.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy Country Lifestyles.
Hi there, I'm Marcus Gilbert with United Country in Tazewell. Folks, I'm glad you joined us on our TV show today. It's a new year and maybe it's time for a new house. We're in Thompson Valley today, and this beautiful house has almost 2,200 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, a tremendous family room, a drive-in garage in the basement. As you can see from the video, the surroundings are absolutely splendid. It's got a river in front of it, and yet it's still close to town. So why don't you give us a call and let's give you a personal tour of this beautiful property. Hi folks, Happy New Year. Welcome to United Country Lifestyles. We're in Thompson Valley with our good friend Mike Harris. He's our ag expert, and we always love visiting with Mike. Mike, it's a beautiful day, and I know why we love Tazewell County when I see scenery like we have in our background, Mike.
I'll tell you, that bunch in Bluefield several years ago used the term to describe us Four Seasons country, and that is the most accurate description of our area. I don't know anybody that has the distinct Four Seasons like we do, and winters. Some people don't like winter too much, but when you get a sunshiny day like this, it's a beautiful time.
Yeah,
sure.
We're really blessed to be where we're at, aren't we, Mike?
We certainly are.
Yeah.
You bet.
I think our scenery would rival anything in the Rockies or anywhere.
I agree. It's different, but the Four Seasons, nobody has that distinct Four Seasons, I don't think, like we do. Maybe New England, but we take it for granted, and we don't thank our lucky stars enough.
Things are sort of slowing down right now, aren't they, Mike? A lot of people are feeding cattle. Most Tazewell County farmers have sent their cattle to market. But we came off one of the best years that we'd ever had. We had the rain and we had the market conditions. Just recap it for us a little bit.
This time of year, Marcus, the end of the year, it's just kind of natural to look back and take inventory, and you were so right. You just couldn't have drafted a scenario that was more beneficial to farmers than last year. And right now, farmers have settled into their winter routine, and things are kind of quiet. And it's a time for reflection and to think back about what you did last year, and see how you can improve it and evaluate markets, and that's kind of what's going on. The tax time. Let me give you a little bit about the markets. Christmas time is not a real good time for beef markets in general. It's usually a ham, turkey area. And yesterday, Packers came off a magic number. They're offering $1.29 for fat cattle. That's for cattle coming out of feed yards right now, and that's down.
Yeah, down quite
a little bit, and it's kind of a magical number. When we look back at last year, we'll definitely see that beef production is down, and chicken and pork production is up, and there's our real challenge. Our market is competing for, in the protein market, our biggest competitors are chickens and pigs, and they can produce that a lot cheaper than we can on beef. One thing that's pushing those markets so high is I think, we don't have the numbers to confirm this yet, but I think the farmers with these good markets are beginning to hold back heifers. And when they do that, the same heifers that were going to the feed yards to produce beef are being held back and bred to make cows. And that, of course, just reduces the supply of cattle, and all that does is make prices go up.
Well, thank God for lower grain prices.
Well, that's exactly, this time last year, or back in the fall last year, prices, grain was $8 a bushel, and now it's $4 a bushel, and that in itself helps feeder cattle, and it helps Tazewell County feeder cattle producers more than anything. And that's responsible for those prices going up.
Yeah, what folks don't realize is that feedlot, when cattle supplies are tight, those feedlots are having to pay more. And if grain prices are extremely high, that squeezes their margins down slow, and sometimes that drives people out of that business.
You're exactly
right. And we want them in that business. We don't want them out.
You are exactly right. A lot of folks don't quite understand that we don't produce, a lot of people think we produce beef ready for the consumer, and we don't. We produce the feeder cattle, and the people with the grain fatten those cattle and produce the beef.
I've talked to some farmers, and it looks like, of course, we know cattle are going to be real high when they go to when they go to buy them and put them out on the farm. We don't know what that price is going to be hardly, but I've talked to some farmers, and they're going to increase their numbers. You know, we had record gains last year, and that
That's
goes
right.
back to that question that they ask you about their fertility,
Yeah.
about increasing
That's exactly
the yield
right.
on their grassland.
They're willing to lime and fertilize, and yeah.
But I think folks are starting, and they've realized this for a long time, but we've got some new guys coming in that haven't necessarily been in Tazewell County that
That's
don't
right.
realize how phenomenal our grassland is.
There are a few places in the United States that can put weight on cattle as cheaply on grass as we can in Tazewell County. And that's primarily because of our cool temperatures during the summertime, and also the distribution of our rainfall. Usually we get an inch of rain a week, and the agronomist, it don't matter what you're growing, that's perfect.
My daddy always said the shortest distance to a mouthful of grass is the best for us. And you don't want them out here walking and walking and walking to try to get that grass.
No.
If they can reach out and grab a mouthful of grass and maybe lay down and rest a little while, that's good, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah. The last time I did the figures on cost to gain, it was costing feed yard operators with high grain prices $1.08 to put on a pound of gain. We can turn cattle out in Tazewell County and get 2 pounds a day on grass. There are a few places that we can do that with.
If a guy was going to get in the cattle business, and he had a minimal skill set, but he had a love for the land, and he was a fairly smart guy. There are resources out there to help that guy get in the farming business if he wants in, aren't there, Mike?
There are. We haven't tapped the surface in Tazewell County. There are all kinds of opportunities out there. Now, my opinion is, you know, the biggest 2 or 3 cattle operations in Tazewell County aren't landowners. They're managers. And that's unique. Most of those young people's idea is to own a farm. Well, I think that they ought to own a 20 or 30 acre headquarters where they can put improvements, cattle working facilities, but there are still ample opportunities to rent grass pretty cheap in Tazewell County. There aren't too many people that have the financial resources to stock a place, and that's what's different about this market. It takes so much money to, you know, I'll buy steers next spring, and it's going to take me twice as much money to buy one steer as it has the last 10 years. But there's ample opportunities for an entrepreneur. But there's risk there. You might not make money.
Hey, Mike, I appreciate everything you do for us and what you do for farmers. And let me tell you this, I'm not trying to flatter you, but I get all kinds of comments from folks that say, hey, you know, we really enjoyed seeing Mike Harris.
I can't believe it.
So we appreciate it. You might be as famous as Si one day.
Yeah.
How are you today? We're starting off the new year with this listing on Doe Circle in Bluefield, Virginia. It employs the architectural concept of feng shui. It comes from the Orient, and it brings in the perennial gardens from outside to the light and the environment of the inside. Call today to schedule a peaceful showing on this beautiful and elegant home.
Hi folks, most of you know that we offer real estate services and we offer auction services, but we also offer another premium service to you whereby you can sell or buy equipment through Auction Time or Tractor House. We're this area's exclusive dealer for Auction Time, and I'm here with my business partner who was instrumental in bringing this to the company. His name's Alan Neal, and Alan can tell you a whole lot more about Auction Time than I can. We've been using it with pretty good success, and we're getting more calls from people. As we're in winter time now, but people are going to be thinking about putting new equipment in the field and new equipment on the job, and it's a good way to buy equipment you may need and sell equipment that you no longer need. So I'm going to turn it over to Alan. And Alan, just tell us a little bit about how this works.
Well, you know, with Auction Time, you know, a lot of our disadvantages with live sales, you've got to haul it, you've got to bring it to the sale, and if it don't sell, you can take it back. Here you can do it absolute, or you can do it with reserve. And that way you can keep it on your farm. You don't have to transport it, and the buyer's responsible for all the transportation needs of it. So I mean, that's one big advantage. Another advantage is the scope of buyers. Literally last week we sold this week we sold a travel trailer. We had calls from Texas, Florida, and last week we sold a tractor trailer. We had calls from Canada, out west, up north. I mean, just about anywhere you get calls from them. It's an international service. People can buy from overseas, other countries, and you know, a lot of people say, well, if they do that, how do I get the money? We handle all that. I think what the one of the representatives at Auction House told me, less than 2% of the sales actually fall apart.
We'll take the pictures, we'll do the video, whatever it takes. If you're close by enough, or if you're somebody out on the eastern shore, if you'll give us the video and the pictures, we'll help you post that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we sold equipment for people in Manassas and people in West Virginia. So
Yeah.
we've done a lot of long distance sales
and
too.
we've had some stuff go out of the country where you know
We
the
sure have.
older construction equipment's bringing a pretty good price. It'll bring a premium price when it's going to a user overseas. If somebody had something to sell, Alan, what would they need to do?
Just give us a call, and we'll work out the details from there. And remember, you can put a reserve or sell absolute. It's either way.
Yeah.
So.
And if somebody were to go and buy, there's no fee to us if they go and buy. Let's say for instance I'm looking for a 6400 John Deere cab tractor.
Yep.
Show me how I'd buy one.
Well, you can just pull them up. I got the categories there. You pull them up, and you get to a page that looks like that. This one's already sold, but there's a thing over here that says register now. You click that, and there's no buyer's premium. There's no nothing. You register, and
So that tractor sold for $28,000.
Yep.
Let's look at the details about that tractor. It's got all around pictures, but it tells you it's got 4,512 hours showing on it. It tells you all the features of that tractor, and it'll give you the general condition of the tires and you know if it's got anything that's known wrong with it, they'll put that on there for the most part. And sometimes they come with videos, so that's a pretty good way to buy a piece of equipment and pay your price for it, isn't it?
Yep. And another good thing about it is you don't have to be live sitting at the computer. We had a local buyer the other day that was wanting me to help him. I showed him how to do it. You can just put in your price and leave. And let's say that the bid's going for $10,000. You put in $20,000. It'll only up the bid to $11,000.
So it's not jacking you up. You leave a final bid. It doesn't jack you up.
Yeah.
It only bids when it's told it's time for it to bid.
Well, it only bids when somebody bids against you. And another thing is, if you're thinking about selling a piece of equipment, there's comps on here. We can pretty much tell you what it's going to bring. There's a lot of comps, and you can kind of get a good feel for the market.
Okay.
So you can tell if you're overpriced, if you're wanting too much, or you're wanting too less. You can make more money.
So folks, if you're thinking about maybe buying some equipment or selling some equipment, we'd love to talk to you. Alan knows this platform a whole lot better than I do, but either one of us would be glad to help you. And we'll help you through the process of getting your property online, getting it sold, getting you paid, and helping you towards finding that next piece of equipment. Hey folks, we want to thank you for your support in 2013. We want to thank you also for watching the show and your continued support of our show. You know, we're always looking for interesting stories. If you know of a story or a person that would be an interesting interview, please give us a call. We'd love to talk to them. And I just want to thank you again.
And thanks for tuning into the show, and stay tuned for next time.